talking about the quarterback for the one and only Texas A&M University, Marcel Reed. The quarterback position is different. In football, every player has their role. Every player has a responsibility, but the quarterback carries something more, expectations. Marcel Reed, he's the decision maker, the leader, the one who touched the ball every play, determining in many ways how the games unfold. At a program like Texas A&M Aggies, that responsibility is needed. The stakes are higher. Competition is tougher in the SEC. The margin of error almost non-existent. Some young quarterbacks begin to emerge in that environment. People take notice, but not just because what he can do, because of what he might become. And Marcel Reed is one of those quarterbacks. But understand who he is on the field. First, you have to understand how he was built off. A different kind of upbringing. Marcel Reed then grew up learning football the same way most people do. For many kids, football began as a game, something played for fun, something you learn through experience. But for Reed, football began as a system, a structure, or language. The difference comes from one key influence, his father. Being raised by a coach changed everything. It changed how the game is introduced, how it is taught, how it is understood. In Reed's household, football wasn't just about playing, it was about thinking. Conversations about the games weren't limited to wins and losses. They were sitting into details. Why a play worked, why it failed, what the defense was showing, what correct read should have been. From an early age, Reed was exposed to the concept that many players didn't care until much later in their development. Coverage, realignment, recognition, route timing, defensive leverage. This idea became familiar to him before he even stepped onto the field, a high school field, as a starting quarterback. But that knowledge came expected. Being a son of a coach often means held to a higher standard. Mistakes are not overlooked. Effort is not optional. Discipline is constant. Reed was not simply encouraged to improve, he was expected to. And over time, that expectation shaped him. It built habit, it built force, it built resentment. It was also built something less visible, but just as important, composure. One of the most defining aspects of Reed's development is he learned how to think of the game before he even played it. This is subtle but critical difference. Many quarterbacks rely on instincts early in their career. They react to what they see. They depend on their athletic ability to create plays. While that can be effective, it often comes with limitation. Reed's approach was different. Because of his upbringing, he developed understanding structure. He learned how to play He learned how defense were designed to stop them. That knowledge gave him a foundation that went beyond physical ability, allowed him to implicate rather than react, to process rather than guess, to rely calm than panic. This, when combined with natural athleticism, and create a quarterback who can operate with both control and creativity. By the time Reed reached high school ball at Montgomery Bell Academy, the foundation had already been set. What was followed was the process of applying that foundation in real games. High school football often reveals the difference between talent and preparation. Reed, that difference became clear. He wasn't the most physical dominant player on the field. He was not the biggest or fastest in every matchup, but he was one of the most prepared. His understanding of defensive structures allowed him to make quicker decisions. His mechanics allowed him to deliver constant throws. His mobility allowed him to extend plays when necessary. But perhaps, most importantly, his composure allowed him to operate without panic. In crucial moments, when pressure increased, games tightened, Reed's approach didn't change. He remained steady, focused, and controlled. That's consistent. That separates quarterbacks, good quarterbacks from great ones. It's what began defining his identity. The jump to high school to college is one of the most challenging transitions in sports. Speed increase, competition, pressure increase. For many quarterbacks, that transition requires a complete adjustment in how they're game. For Reed, sure, he sat behind learn, but he already has something in his head. At Texas A&M football, he entered the environment where he prepared to compete, or competition is consistent. He was no longer the most experienced player. He was no longer the other one to look to the answer for. It said he became a student again, but this role he understood, being a student of the game his entire life. Reed early time in college, he defined by this kind of growth, learning the playbook, refining mechanics, and adjusting to the speed of the SEC. The process that take time. For a quarterback with Reed background, this was also an opportunity to build on already a strong foundation. Reed's game isn't defined by balance. He isn't just a passer or just a runner. He's a combination of both. A quarterback who combines operating within the structure or creating outside of it. Mobility allows him to use stem play. Mechanics allow him to deliver perfect, accurate throws. His intelligence allows him to make correct decisions. This balance makes him difficult to defend. Giving offensive flexibility, the ability to adapt, to adjust, and to respond to different situations. Leadership as a quarterback is not automatic. It's not assigned. It's not assumed. It's earned. Do hard work. Also, really. Then we saw. Maybe y'all know him as how he liked to take over in the LSU games, but hey, that's QB1 at Texas A&M. But because of football, that's how it can take you forward. But understanding can take you further. Marcel Reed is just not a quarterback. The results of the year of structured, discipline, and preparation, a player with shaped by coaching, a mind trained to understand the game, a compassion to handle pressure. Let's look at his stats. In 2024, as he took over as quarterback, he had almost 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. On the ground, he had 547 yards and 7 touchdowns. This last year, you can saw he improved as a passer. Had barely over 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. That last game was bad. Had almost 500 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's improving, I'm just saying. Alright. As his journey continued, one thing remained clear. Was he never just learned how to play, he would learn how to master it. Alright, that's the end of the video from your boy Respond Reaction. Hey, comment down below what other players you want me to talk about. I love talking about the Aggies, you see, but hey.